Hurry! Our last-minute gift sale at Lord & Taylor is going on now. Sweaters for her and him starting at $30. Up to 70% off fine jewelry. 50% off women's gloves, scarves, and more. Buy one, get one free on Holiday Gourmet. Stocking stuffers under $50. Plus more amazing presents. You can even buy online and pick up in store. It's all part of the last-minute gift sale now through December 24th at Lord & Taylor, the best priced secret.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio in high fidelity.
Jimmy Mack is a renowned medical intuitive and spiritual life coach who has taken, completed, and even mastered a variety of healing modalities. After a near-death experience, he was shown and developed a simpler way to create healing and profound changes, now known as My Liquid Fish. He works with clients in person, on the phone, and over Skype worldwide, accessing energetic powers and co-creating changes that you can actually feel. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask Jimmy Mack a question. Enjoy this 1 hour of profound healing.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Mack coming to you live with another download and transmission of our weekly show every Tuesday, 12 noon. You can find us on Spreaker and also iHeartRadio Network. And if you email us, info@jimmymackhealing.com, we will send out a whole bunch of information for you if you're not already on our weekly e-newsletter. Every week we have audio and video and different comics and silly things. It's all free. So be certain to sign up if you're not already on it. Again, it's info@jimmymackhealing.com. If you're listening to us on a live link somewhere on the magical internet, the call-in number is 713-955-0594. And you definitely want to press 1 to raise your hand. Lots of stuff going on, of course, Christmas week coming up on it. This past Monday, yesterday was a new moon. Thursday is actually the equinox of winter, if you will, the beginning of winter. And retrograde comes out on December 23rd. It's been a cray-cray time, that's for sure. And, a lot of people are feeling the effects of that. My dear mentor and friend used to say, "Oh, Jimmy, you're so much bigger than Mercury retrograde and the planets." And I would say, yeah, that may be true, but not everyone is. So if you're in the endeavor of trying to be a horse amongst all the cattle, it sometimes can be a challenge. Just know it's not always just you. There is a lot of other stuff going on, intergalactically, if you will. And so a lot of good things coming up. January is just a wild time in the life of Jimmy Mack, I can tell you that. A lot of personal appearances, a lot of well-known intuitives will be on the radio show every week. This is our opportunity to give back, of course, and, there's a lot of different ways to give back. This is one of them. We do free healings. We do free intuitive messages from Spirit always, and so give us a call, get in line, press 1, and get on board. Today is my honor to invite and have on board today our executive producer of the radio show and Goldylocks Productions. It's Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman. She's a great healer amongst healers, and she's taken, I think, as many or more courses than I have, and of course has developed her own intuitive style for messages and also healings. And it would take me the hour to read off all her accomplishments. But instead, we're just going to introduce her, and just thrilled she's here today. Hey, Reverend Tiffany, how are you?
Hello, Jimmy Mack, and thank you so much for having me as your special guest today on the other side of the production.
Right? Yeah, the other side of the East Coast. And when I hear your voice, I'm reminded, because I always send you all my stuff for free, and Sandy would be shaking her head right now if I forgot my new book. It just reminded me, the Dowser's Handbook, folks. Reach out if you want to get a copy of that, info@jimmymackhealing.com. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, Reverend Tiffany, you'll really laugh. We've got some new jewelry out now. So there's a My Liquid Fish pendant. Yeah, and then some artwork that is a reprint of Julia Watkins, the energy artist. You can Google her, and people want to get that print, of course, and read My Liquid Fish. Yeah, so I'll have to send you some of that as well. And gosh, so many things happening. And how are you? And tell me about what's going on with you, because I know you're doing some of the CBD oils and different things. First off, how do folks get a hold of you for perhaps an intuitive session or a healing session? And let's jump into the CBD oil as well.
Okay, sure. The best way to get in touch with me is through my website, which is whitesagewoman.com, and that's S-A-G-E, Sage, whitesagewoman.com. And I'm actually having a special right now. This is very rare. In the 7 years of being in business, my first time to do a sale. It's buy one, get one free. If you buy a healing service, you buy a reading service, whatever you buy, you get free. There's not any like mix or match. So it's a great opportunity to do some shopping, give the gift of healing for somebody, buy something for you, give a gift, and get that same type of service for free for someone else. And so it's not mentioned on the website because I'm doing the word of mouth, and also it is on my my blog, which you can get to from my website. So it's, and just those who know me in social media, you've probably seen it advertised. So jump on this. It expires midnight on Christmas Eve. So like I said, this is a very rare sale, and just wanted to share with everybody because there's still time, and this is powerful. Purchase it now during the Mercury retrograde, because this retrograde supports what we do, our inner work, the going within. So, most definitely, even if you schedule it for the new year, that's fine. But it's also, too, I find the intention and when you place the purchase, and it's just like, it just all lines up. So it's very powerful. So take advantage of this rare sale. And, of course, there's just so much to offer out there. And, Jimmy, I'm going to have to look at that jewelry and the artwork. I know who Julia is. She's a great artist, and I'm just so excited.
Yeah, good stuff. It's wild. It's wild. We've talked to her for years about getting it done, of course. And so it's her interpretation of, and, of course, licensed by me to go ahead and promote that. There's no big fantasy money in it for me. It's really to be of service and, of course, put that out there. I am encouraging them to do also the dangly little charm bracelet. Also will be coming out at some point, I'm sure. Also earrings, but right now it's the pendant and the artwork. And so kind of cool. So, yeah, and you can find that on their website as well, or just Google Energy Artist Julia, and you will find it. But let's go ahead and jump into it and grab a caller, 727. What's going on? What's your name? We recognize that area code.
Hey, it's Sarah. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I've started feeling better. I just, with the end of the year coming and a new year coming and having the opportunity to call you guys today, like coming next, like I've said goodbye to so many things this year. I'm trying to figure out what everything's saying for the next. Okay. Coming.
You must have a question in there for Reverend Tiffany somewhere. That's a lot. I will tell you that 2017 has just been cray-cray for a lot of people. 2018 should be infinitely better. I know my entire January is booked up crazy, so if that's an indication, there's going to be a lot of reduction for a lot of people and a lot of forward movement. So I think this year-end piece is just kind of fleshing it out. Did you have a question for Reverend Tiffany? Is it relationship, health? What's your direction for that?
Kind of both. I've been having problems with my back and my hips, which I think is somewhat related to not feeling supported on the back end of my life. And then with 2 of my main relationships ending this year, just knowing that there's more coming. Just want more hope. I sometimes wonder if, like, the best of my life is behind me or not.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And stop thinking that way. But what I heard very clearly first with you is detachment. You've been working on that. You've been releasing people who are not for your highest and greatest, but you have been working on that. Keep working on that. Absolutely. The lower back or the back is you don't feel supported. And think about this. People are leaving your life. And so where you have used them as a clutch emotionally, they're gone. So now you're feeling that physical pain, that absence. This is a time for you to keep, I don't believe in cutting cords because you don't cut energy, but you redirect energy. So redirect, unhook any, I call the hooks, get them, unhook them. Off of you. And every night, I would do this several times a day for you actually, Sarah, because you have so many hooks, so many attachments on you that's trying to pull you down, is to visualize, ask the angels to take all the hooks that's from other people, that's not for your highest and greatest, to unhook off of you, hook on into source, hook into the divine source, where the divine source will balance it out. You don't just want to say unhook and leave it, because then the hook, it is left to go somewhere else and can come back to you. So you have to take care of that hook that's left just flying around there. And of course, the angels, the guides, everyone knows what to do. The divine source knows what to do with that to balance that out. But just the important thing is to unhook it off you. Now, also, you want to ask that any hooks that you have on someone that's not for their highest and greatest or for your highest and greatest, to unhook from them, because that's not fair to you either, and that's where you still have like a little bit of dependency. So the thing is realigning yourself, stepping into your power, finish detaching from everyone. That's how you're going to end this year out in the beginning of the year. You need to strengthen your own power. You need to strengthen your own physical body before you think of even trying to get into a relationship with anyone else right now. Enjoy the relationship with yourself first. You're not a bad person at all, Sarah. You're very beautiful. Just stop giving all of you away. You got to leave something for yourself. And it's the stepping into who is Sarah. This is that rediscovery time, or that you have changed a lot. And so you're going to spend the first, 4 to 6 months of 2018 empowering yourself, getting to know who you are, loving yourself, strengthening that support system up and down your spine. And you do that with your angels, your guides, and your inner work.
Awesome.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's
pretty powerful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
what's going on? That's incredible. What a great message for the holidays, too. You want to stand up and rock some stuff out?
Sure.
Awesome. Folks, for those of you that are listening, you can press 1 if you want to ask a question or get in the queue. It's 713-955-0594. And for those that just tuned in, we're on the phone with Sarah, and we're going to do it doesn't test as much low back as it is hip.
Yeah.
So you got more hip stuff going on there, saying, than anything. So if you're facing due north now, it's going to pull you forward for the weakness of the hip.
Yep.
And we'll just grab low back while we're in there. And I'm just fishing right now, and it'll pull you straight back when it leaves. Here we go.
Yeah, that one almost pushed me over.
Yep. Love it. And it should pull you straight back and release. Learned all the lessons you need to from this pain is yes. Having this pain on some weird level still serves you as yes. So I'm going to release that as well. You'll feel a pull backwards again. There we go.
Okay. And then the only other thing I'm really, Jimmy, I'm really trying to work on is my first Christmas without my mom.
Okay.
Like the first everything just kind of comes in waves where like I'm fine about it, I'm not fine about it. And I'm really, really, really trying to focus on, I think, sad thoughts, I try and replace them with good thoughts of memories with her. I just still miss her.
Yeah, and what comes through, it feels like the energy of her is here all the time, especially around your children. And it's almost like they're saying, or she's saying, that the children need it more than you. It's like she always thought you'd be fine. They're just saying it's almost like you kind of raised yourself. And I know enough to know that the feeling I get is, she was kind of like my father, who was impossible to please kind of thing. And he was that guy, and I love him, but it's like, gosh, you could have 5 grades on your report card, and you got 4 A's and 1 C, and he'd be like, what are you, an idiot? Why'd you get a C? You'd look over the A's. So that's kind of your mother's energy, if you will. It's they're calling it kind of overly picky. So we're just going to release that off of you, because that takes trends of DNA and history, and, the lineage of you is impossible to please. So therefore, you're like trying to over-please everyone, if that makes sense. And
a little.
Just going to release all that, right? And so it's like, with several children, it's like if one has a crying Christmas because they didn't get whatever hot toy it is, it's almost like it trashes your entire day and your whole Christmas is ruined. And so when you have as many moving parts as you do, and it feels like you got work and you got health stuff, relationship stuff, and they're showing me 3 children. And so when you put all that together, it's like any one of those things would be a lot to deal with, and you've just got a lot of balls in the air, a lot of juggling going on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So I would just, go out of my way to be as simple as possible when things are that overwhelming. And I'm all about, where are my shoes? Where's my watch? That kind of thing. Just get really, really, really simple with things. The simpler, the better. It's almost like I see you getting, let's say, for one son a football and one a catcher's mitt or whatever, just very, very, very simple things. I wouldn't go out of my way to, be in debt in January. I would say that to everybody for, one day of December. So it's more about the gift. And really the trend is experience. The trend is for people to go, hey, let's all go to dinner together, or let's all go watch the sunset together and have a drink or whatever. And so kind of the running story is people barely remember, what you look like or anything you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So, the more you can kind of huddle up with the kids together and do something fun with them and experience, the better off you're going to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. Thank you.
Yeah, I promise you your mother will be in the midst of all that, but they're just immediately saying she's not even the least bit concerned about you. She is just really enjoying the children, and wherever there's joy, I always see pets that have crossed over. I see relatives that have crossed over, and it's almost like they're hovering around, just picking up on all the joy of the children. So, makes sense? So,
yeah,
take one day at a time. Yeah, don't lay awake at night over 2018 or crying about 2017. Just take these little things one little piece at a time. You'll be less overwhelmed and feel a whole lot better. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in. Take care. Have a great week and Merry Christmas. Yeah, Happy New Year, all that. Yeah, we will not have a show next week, folks. The show will be on vacation, FYI. So, but then from January 2nd on, we're going to just be roaring through it. So it's all good. 818 is our next caller. Looks like it's Carolyn from California. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Hi, Reverend Tiffany, and hi, Jimmy.
Hi,
can you guys hear me? Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. I wanted to ask a question about my son. Can you give me any insight on what my son, his name is Eric, is going through emotionally? Because he keeps everything away from me. He doesn't talk to me about too many things you don't want me to know.
Okay. As I tap into his energy, he actually has a do not disturb. He doesn't want me to. I'm going to honor. He doesn't want to be probed. Let me say that. Okay, but what the angels and guides are telling me, without violating, his wants and his desires, is that he wants to take care of everything himself. It's not that he's trying to hide anything from you. You've raised him very well to be independent and strong. And there's also like a disappointment. He doesn't want to disappoint you, but he doesn't also want to overload you. So he wants to feel like he can take care of everything on his own. He's finding his own power himself, okay, and his inner strength and his self-worth and confidence. And as a mother, you can keep building that up just by, hi, just thinking about you, just wanted to let you know I love you. Just to build up that, so that help him with his self-confidence and, just his self-worth. Because right now he's questioning his self-worth, and that's it. But there's nothing mean against you or like that. He's just, some people just want to take care of things on their own, and that's how he is. He just wants to take care of this on his own.
Okay, I understand that, because I was told that he doesn't want to worry me, and I always tell him I love him. Right. I always tell him I'm proud of him. Mm-hmm. So I continue to do that, so he'll, continue to build up whatever he has to build up.
It's very powerful when you do that. Whether they admit it or not. He smiles. He loves when you call him, when you text him, when you leave a message, when you do whatever. It really means a lot to him. It's a lifeline. You're his lifeline, whether he reaches out to you or not.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to wonder, but I understand. I always, when I'm around him, I always ask him, can I hug him? Because he's not a huggy person right now. And he lets me, and I tell him, oh, I'm so excited every time I hug you, and I really mean it. And every once in a while, I get a little kiss on the cheek, and I'll be jumping around, and he looks at me and shakes his head. But I think he's smiling inside. He knows I'm acting crazy. I tell him he's my favorite child, and he looks at me and says, I'm your only child. I said, I know, but you're my favorite. You're my favorite son. And I said, I don't have to like you. I said, I love you, and you're my favorite. And so he accepts that, and I always tell him that. So I think it's cute. Thank you for asking. That's good. And Jimmy, I'm okay. You've done a great job with me.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, we appreciate you calling in and appreciate you listening. When I tap into his energy, it's just what I pick up is tension-filled. That's what bounces back, tension-filled, and then the holidays, too. It's a little bit much. It's almost like he doesn't want to worry you with any of these things, so he doesn't bother telling you. A lot of times they don't, they won't do that. But, the thing I would say is, I would add even to what Reverend Tiffany brought up is, hey, I love you, and I'm always here for you. And if you just want to chitty-chat, call, text, email, whatever it may be, I'm here for you. And I love that, to say you're my favorite child, him saying, I'm your only child. What a great little rapport of love to send back and forth, right? So the best thing you can do is stay out of the worry of it, and I'm worrying about him, because then you're just really putting that back on him. So many of my clients, kind of my joke is they'll have someone in the family that's driving and someone in the family that's navigating the GPS, and then the mother will be backseat worrying, and her whole job is to worry. And it's like, stay out of the worry part of it, because we end up attracting then the silent prayer of what we don't want. So I definitely would stay out of that. But as we're talking right now, I'm just going to release that tension that he may have energetically, just in prayer for him and both of you to have a really awesome Christmas and holiday and all that. Make sense?
Yes, and thank you. Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, our next caller is a country code number. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello, Jimmy Mack. Can you hear me?
I can now.
Oh, good. Well, Merry Christmas from Perth in Western Australia, Jimmy, and Reverend.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you have a question for Reverend Tiffany? We're glad you called in from Australia. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, I've still got ongoing psoriasis, PSO, not cirrhosis, psoriasis on my front and back and scalp, and it's because it's sort of summer here, it's getting quite exacerbated. I'd like some healing on the psoriasis on my body, please, from you, Jimmy, and also from Reverend Tiffany.
Sure. Ladies first.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. The healing I'm just going to start working on you. Just like Jimmy, he's already working on you as well. We both send you and work on this distant healing here. And and I know you've gone through the whole thing with diet because you hear that, with the outbreaks there. And also too, it's never just one thing. It's always a combination. And it could be the area that you're in, and the stress. Even if we think we're taking care of stress, sometimes if we bury things too deep within us and we just get, okay, I'm fine, but your body's telling you something else. We're not fine. So you've been working on yourself. Just keep working on it. And actually, when it starts coming out of your skin like that, you are releasing. It's toxins that are releasing. So you're just going to keep releasing, but I don't feel like it's going to be lasting too much longer with this. And you are taking necessary, I see that you're trying to do things, whether it's eating or what you're applying to your skin, what you're consuming, even drink-wise, making sure make sure that the water's blessed, the food's blessed. And just even though you're supposed to be careful with the sun, you still need to go out. You can put a hat on or cover your skin and just go outside and just sit for about 20 minutes. That's it. And then just go back inside. But you're going through a major healing right now. It's almost like what the image I'm getting is like a snake, and you're shedding your skin, so you're having skin sensitivity. And even with things you used to use, soaps or anything, everything's just kind of bothering you right at this moment because it's like you have new skin. You're ultra sensitive to everything. So just keep allowing this process. This is your rebirthing time, your new skin time. Yeah. All right. And now to Jimmy, and I'll keep working on you energetically.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Thank you.
Skin, and I know we've had these conversations, but my mother would say, but you're going to hear it again. So this is for everybody else that's not familiar with psoriasis. So it's really an inflammation or a redness of the skin, and skin generally is considered our largest organ, and skin in Chinese medicine is always related to liver. So anything you can do to clear out anger, resentment, fears, guilt, chaos, drama, mystery, intrigue, or upset is going to go a long way to help your skin. You could even Google, of course, how to eat for your liver. Liver is all about fresh green vegetables, everything fresh fruits, that sort of thing, and cleansing. I do like milk thistle, tons and tons of milk thistle. I had for my whole life elevated liver enzymes when I had lab tests done. And I've taken so much milk thistle that recently had the lab work done this year, and all of my liver enzymes are normal. And it's hard to believe. But that's what happens over time if you eat right for that. So I also pick up bacteria with regards to the psoriasis and also parasites. So you have both or a combination of both. And again, it's all energy. But if you want to stand up real quick, let's just rock some stuff out. So even though I'm in Florida and you're Australia, we'll still pull you around the room or around the country, that's for sure. But just own psoriasis. Say, I have psoriasis, and it should pull you forward.
I have psoriasis. Forward.
Yeah, and all I'm going to do is fish it all out. It's going to pull you straight back when it leaves. Here we go. You'll feel it jump across the pond. Awesome. So the second one I would do is I've learned all the lessons I needed to from psoriasis.
I have learned all the lessons I needed to from psoriasis. Forward.
Third would be having blank still serves me, or in this case, having psoriasis still serves me.
Having psoriasis still serves me. Forward for yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to release that to no. And we're sending that across the world. It's going to pull you straight back on it. There you go. Makes sense? So those are kind of some of the things I'd be fishing on and doing every day. You do test for topical things. I think they're reminding me we might have discussed that back in the day. If you have a chance to get anything that is an antibiotic style of lotion, here we have dollar stores, triple antibiotic ointment. I would look at doing a parasite cleanse as well. That's the ingredient I get. If I go down my list in my brain, and again, it's all energy, the least we're as far from doctors as we can get. We're just doing and tuning here. We don't diagnose or do illness or disease disorder. We're just talking about the energy of it. It does feel like if I go down, it would be viral bacteria, mold, fungus, mildew, yeast, candida, negative pathogen, and parasites. And of all those, what lights up on my board with my eyes closed is bacteria and parasites. So it's almost like if you beat bacteria and parasites back down in this body, then the psoriasis will dissipate. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. We're thrilled to talk to you live.
If I can add as well, what I'm also hearing for you. Hello. Okay. Also, I want to add, what I'm hearing for you as well is if you could get, there's colloidal silver lotion or gel, and rub that on your skin too. That's very powerful probiotic, a natural probiotic. Colloidal silver, you should be able to have it in areas around you. You can actually drink it. You can take a teaspoon or two, or you can actually just rub it onto your skin, and it should be very helpful. And another thing that they're making great strides on or finding treatment-wise is look into, here we go, the CBD hemp oil for you as well. It really helps with a lot of bacteria issues in skin. It helps with so many things. It's just unbelievable.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you both so much.
Thanks for calling, love. I appreciate it. I did get your email, too, about practitioner training. We have a course on My Liquid Fish. It's Mastery. And also for people that are practitioners, whether they're psychics, astrologers, numerologists, psychiatrists, whatever they might be, we even have certified practitioner level. But in every one of my emails, you'll see a link where you just click on it, and it's all online, and it's all self-paced, and it's Mastery, and then on to certified practitioner level. Anybody that gets my newsletter weekly, info@jimmymackhealing.com, it's listed in there with links as well. So you can always take it at any time, love, and we want to help you. We want to see things change for you, and that's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Thanks for calling in.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
So it's always fun, Tiffany, Reverend Tiffany, when they're all the way in Australia and we're in the eastern side of the United States, and they're feeling stuff move forward, back, and in between. It's intoxicating. It's really cool. So that's a plus. And I know you're picking up on a lot of different things for her too. Expand on the CBD oil, and of course it's been around for forever. It's not the THC marijuana-ish, but explain to folks that don't know about that, and also a website where they can read more about it.
Oh, sure. Well, it's something that I have, surprisingly. I mean, we go where we're led to from our angels and guides, and those for our highest and greatest. And I have been, it has been an ongoing process because healing is ongoing. As long as we're on this earth plane, we are going to go through physical healing. And we just go through the healings that we're here for. I used to be on a lot of medications. I suffer from so many medical things, from migraines that were so bad that they were labeled as epileptic seizures. And so it was really debilitating for me. You know, it was a time when I couldn't even get out of bed. And my sons were small, and I was like, I can't live this way. And so, you know, and really going through it and redoing my diet, I was determined. I was on a lot of hormone meds that people, like, you're not supposed to ever get off of those. And I was like, well, if they're natural hormones, how come they have you know, they interact with other things, and that's not natural? I mean, you know, so I would do a lot of my own research, which I tell you, doctors cringe when you know more than they do. I mean, so to speak. All right, when you start doing all your research and you no longer, I'm sorry, you know, this is my body. I know what's working. I know what's not. And I was just on way too many medications, and I said, enough is enough. I'm going to stop. And it took me, I had to go through 5 doctors, and one finally said, I said, I'm going to get off all my meds. I know I can't stop suddenly. You definitely can't stop meds. Just stop taking them. I was like, I need a game plan. I'll give it a year, and let's step down off of them. Who's going to work with me? And only one doctor would. And he's like, okay, let's do this. And he goes, but the time that you're stepping down, you need to input into your body more vitamins, minerals, protein. You need to pump your diet. Watch the diet. And so because there has to be that shift in that trade and to help support the healing. And so that's what I did was, okay, great. So I was working on that, and in a year's time, I was able to be off of, and this was 2008. So by the end of 2008, I was done. So I started 2009 off with, you know, no medication whatsoever. And again, I did this with the support of a doctor who gave his blessings, and we had a step-down plan, and then I had a healthier plan as well. You know, diet, exercise. I made sure I had the water. We put in a reverse osmosis water system in our home because that filters everything, including, so it filters everything out. And so it was very important, you know, everything that, you know, that I was consuming, that it had to be healthy and work for me. And so, and then you keep blessing the food with water. We don't, you know, that's really important to do. And so I found that, you know, as I go along, hey, check this type of mineral or this vitamin, or check this out, because our food just is not as healthy as it was in our great-grandparents' day. And you know, it just is not. The earth isn't as healthy right now as she used to be for crops and everything. So there's a big struggle now, and there are farmers out there. There are organics, and we just have to be very careful what we're consuming. So I was quite surprised because I was never one that, I didn't do drugs. I didn't even try marijuana. I didn't try any of that growing up. You know, unfortunately, the alcohol was the same, but, you know, that was in the youth and trying to be normal and to silence all the voices. But I tell you, that doesn't work. The guides and angels just talk louder.
That's my experience, too. That's funny. You know, I'm reminded of Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto, too, the Japanese author. He's a researcher, photographer, you know, all that. And he claimed, of course, the human consciousness has an effect on the molecular structure of the water. So with what you're speaking to, that definitely makes a difference. You know, he labeled different water containers, you know, hate and love and trust, anger, and just the molecular pieces look like snowflakes, and they look jagged and destroyed under hate, resentment, anger, that sort of thing. But if you put peace or love on the label of the water, you know, it was all happy, happy snowflakes, right? And so as I age, especially, I find that water is becoming more and more and more important. And if I start getting an SI joint hurting or anything else, I will dump down, you know, 16 ounces of water, and in a very short period of time, you know, an incredible amount of pain can be released from that. And it's just amazing how many people are just strolling around dehydrated. It affects their brain, their thinking, their movement. Their joints will hurt and be stiff. I'll wake up in the morning and everything's snapping, cracking, and popping, right? And then the more water I drink, then all that goes away. And, you know, the benefit of being able to use a pendulum for testing, or maybe use your fingers or standing sway testing, is somewhere throughout my day. And at the end of the day, I would make a statement, I've had enough protein for the day. It's either going to test yes or no. And then I've had enough water for the day. It's going to test yes or no. If it's no, I'm down in even more water, you know. And people are like, oh, my gosh, if I drink more water, I'm going to be going to the bathroom all the time. Yeah, not really. The more adjusted you drink to the water, the more water you drink, the more adjusted your body becomes to that, and you'd be pleasantly surprised. But if we're % water, imagine how much difference that makes as far as your water consumption. So, yeah. Tell folks how to get a hold of you on the CBD oil or information on that. What should they look for as the website or your website?
Sure. So just recently, actually, this year, the guys were like, now it's time to look into CBD hemp oil. And I go through a lot of research, out there. On my website, whitesagewoman.com, I do have CBD oil page, so you can check that out. There's information there. There's some videos that I've made, and to show you how, you think you're healthy, and you implement one more thing, and you feel even better. And I talk about how it's helped me, how, I would say I never okay, I need to have this on a daily basis. But I've been like that. I've disciplined myself enough to know and to listen to your body, too, like Jimmy Mack said, asking my body, what do I need? Well, my body every time is answering, did you take your CBD? Did you take the CBD hemp oil? Because we had CB receptors within us, there's 1 and 2 receptors, and the first one's in our brain and is our head, and it's like, wow, that's really powerful. And migraines, I have to go back because I know what triggered my migraines is when I was 14, I had electric shock for about 2 minutes, and then when I was 15, I had a major concussion. So in a year's time, I experienced 2 things that I know did some rewiring. And so I didn't realize yet that I could energetically work on that as well with part of the healing. And we can rewire our brains and our minds, and, absolutely, we do it all the time.
So, right. And that's a lot to deal with, for a period of time.
Yeah. And so I really enjoy adding it as a healing tool. It's not, like I said, I don't believe in a silver bullet. There's not one magic thing. It's the combination of what you're implementing into your diet. And so I really enjoy it. You want to be careful. There's so much talk about how much percentage is hemp oil, how much is this. And Jimmy, you and I know it's not what you consume, it's what you absorb into your body. It's what your body absorbs. You take 100% of something, but is your body absorbing it 100%? That's the question to answer or to ask. And what I like about this particular CBD oil is that it's small. It's nanotechnology. It's the size of your cell, so it absorbs so much faster and easier. And it's under the tongue, so it's right in the bloodstream. So because and there's a lot of hemp products. I mean, I add some hemp powder to my shakes, but if you have IBS or any type of bowel irritation, and a lot of people do have some sort of digestive issues, how much are you going to absorb through your intestines if you have those issues? Right. So the fastest and best absorption is right under the tongue, right into the bloodstream. And think about that. Most homeopathic, they give the little pellet that they put under the tongue. And even for the medication they give for the heart is right under the tongue, right? Because it's fast, it's powerful, it's right in the bloodstream. So I'm really excited about it, and it's still doing the research and reading, and I'm just amazed at what I'm finding. So, and it's legal in every state.
Yeah, and that's good to know too. Florida is now more, marijuana, medical marijuana, that sort of thing, and a lot of states are coming about with that. But it's up to you all what works for you. I find often clients might not even have their water circuits turned on. It'll test weak or no to that spirit-wise, and of course, at the end of the day, all I do is supercharged, turbocharged prayer like you would. And we're just tapping into all that is, and we're looking for that change in those things we want to change energetically so that people feel better in some way. So, and you've got a great theme going. In other words, it is a little bit of everything. It's not 100% Jimmy Mack. It might be changing your behaviors. It might be more exercise, your diet, vitamins and minerals, crucial. You could almost throw out all the vitamins if you would just take minerals, The food's so depleted now, it's scary. So there's hardly anything left, so you better be supplementing it. And, do your research, is whether it's the pink Himalayan salt for you or, the sea salt. It depends on what works well for you, that sort of thing. And so same with minerals, same with supplements, same with, pharmaceutical pieces. Gosh, you can't watch the news, as you know, without seeing, something might help your arthritis, but then the entire 30-second commercial is dedicated to what can go wrong. So it's like, wow, I'll just keep arthritis, right? And it's like amazing.
Right? All the side effects. Right? All the side effects. Death. And I'm like, death? Really?
Right. Wow. Death or dismemberment or organ failure. Let me try that out, right? So, and again, there's plenty of pharmaceuticals out there helping a lot of folks, and, we're in no way anti-Western. I tell everybody, you break water, you break your arm, go to the hospital. Don't be calling me for a session. That's just kooky, So, I'm very in Western when it comes to dentistry and a lot of different things, and certainly you want to rule these things out with your physician before you start or change anything radical. But you did it the right way, too, and, coming off of all that, figuring out with a physician's guidance on slowing all that down. And that's been 10 years ago, so that's amazing, and you're just doing so great. I'm thrilled that things have worked out for you, and it's a lot of changes, folks, but, the only thing I can guarantee you is death, taxes, and change. So if you don't like change, buckle up. So there's thrilled for you to be on the show today. Anything else you want to add?
Well, it's just, I like what you said about, drinking water. A lot of people, we know that, oh my goodness, our bodies are like over 90% water, right? Or just the percentage is so high. And that if we don't consume water, it's like oil in your car. What's going to happen if you're not giving your body the organs, giving that nourishment of the water that it needs? It becomes inflamed. And inflammation is the number one source of our pain. And they get inflamed because they're dehydrated. Our organs are dehydrated. Our body's dehydrated, and it's telling us drink. And yeah, it does. I can understand how people may think, oh, well, you may have to go to the bathroom in the very beginning until your body levels out, until your body realizes this isn't a fluke. She's not just flooding us with water. We're not being flooded with water and then stop. It's got to level out. And so, and so I drink a lot of water, and I'm not running to the bathroom every 5 minutes, So it's once you make it regular and you let your body know that, hey, we're going to get some water here. We're not going to be depleted of it. Then your body can hold on to it a little bit, apply it where it needs to, and then release it. So that's very, very important. And if you find a doctor that could tell you, hey, just go home and drink more water and eat an apple a day, you know what? You may laugh, but there's a lot to that. I've heard doctors even say that if you eat an apple a day, an apple is more powerful than any statins you can take. And it's mind blowing, but it's true. So
wow,
wow. I mean, have we gotten so lazy that we just would rather pop a pill than really take our health take the reins of our health and say, okay, this is what we need to do. Because if somebody's not in command, you're going to put someone else in charge of your health and you not be it, then it's going to go crazy. It's going to go array. Because only you listen to your body. You listen. You have that communication. And so don't give that power away. Listen to your body. Your body tells you what it needs. We need to tune in and listen to what that language is.
Right. No doubt. Well said. Hey, I really appreciate you being on the show today and helping us out and contributing. It's been a great show.
Oh, I've enjoyed being on this show. It's always lots of fun with you, Jimmy Mack.
Oh, good. Thank you. And thanks for being on the show today. Folks, reach out. It's whitesagewoman.com, and you can look up her blogs also on Facebook. That's our show for today. Really appreciate everybody being in, on the hold and the listening, and also the callers. We're here every Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, with the exception of next Tuesday. We will be on a holiday break. But come back in the new year. Don't hesitate to look us up. Also, you can find us on Spreaker or iHeartRadio, Jimmy Mack Healing Show, as well as my website, jimmymackhealing.com/interviews. There's literally years of different shows there. And just know that if someone else had an issue today on psoriasis and that's your issue, then the prayers that we did for them will also clear things and help you out as well. So wishing you the happiest and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all of that. And I wish for you the rest of your life will be the best of your life. And remember to make progress every day. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
It's a common expression, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. However, what if the horse's mouth is filled with useful insurance tools? This is the exact case with the Geico app. Yes, the app is free and therefore a gift horse. However, look inside the app and behold, emergency roadside assistance, digital ID cards, bill pay. Get the Geico app. Look it in the mouth. Get amazing services. Thank you.